This is the Castle Connection on September 8th, 2022. I'm Jarod, Claybourn, your principal, and we've got a lot of items to discuss today. So I'm going to go over communication modes of Sterling High School, a COVID update from the New Jersey Department of Health and Mr. Sheehan, our superintendent, back to school night information, dress code, drop-off pickup, student orientation, and then our Friday pep rally and student tailgate. So bear with me, lots of information for you today that's important for you to take note of. So the first thing is communication. Sterling High School is communicating with you in multiple different ways. We use the information in Oncourse to get your cell phone number, your home phone number, your email address, and then we push out information that goes out to your email and to your cell phone from that. So make sure your Oncourse information is updated. You have control of that by going into your Oncourse account. We are also pushing out information via Twitter, via Instagram, especially our class advisors and a lot of our activity leaders are using Instagram. And then we did launch Facebook, so make sure you check that out. That's under Sterling Silver Knights Facebook to try to meet the needs of a lot of the parents and communicate with you. All right, the big update is the COVID update. So the New Jersey Department of Education finally released their information on last Friday, September 2nd, after the school day had ended. Their document references August 29th, but here's the big news for you. The big change for you and Sterling High School is that students who are positive for COVID, they must provide a positive copy of a PCR or rapid test performed by a healthcare professional in order to excuse the absence. All right, so I'll go through this in a little bit more detail. So at Sterling High School, per the Department of Education, you still have a 5-day quarantine if you are positive. Quarantine begins on day 1. Day 0 is the first day of symptoms. Day 1 is the following day. Okay, so day 0 is symptom day, 5-day quarantine. And then on days 6 through 10, you must wear a mask if you're coming back to the building or in public places. So we will enforce that mask wearing on days 6 through 10. If you are identified as a close contact, which the school is not necessarily doing close contact tracing, but if for whatever reason, maybe it's a household contact and you're coming to school, then you should be wearing a mask for the 10-day period. So again, if you are positive and you're absent, you must get a healthcare provided professional PCR or rapid test. A home test will not count. Any test that is self-administered will not be considered to include or excuse your absence. You must get that professionally done PCR or rapid test. If that's the case, then we will excuse the 5 days for your absence. So that's the big change. So it's very clear. You must get that test. All right, and then if you are a student that participate in athletics or activities and you are unable to wear a mask, then you will be quarantined for the 10 days because there's some activities that just cannot be done wearing a mask. So then you would have to stay out the 10 days. But there's an option of taking 2 negative tests from days 6 through 10. If you take 2 negative tests, those tests could be at home rapid tests, then you would be able to return earlier than the 10 days. So that guidance is going to come out. Mr. Sheehan is going to send out a letter that gives all the specifics of this information. The Safe Return Plan on the website also has the updated guidance from the New Jersey Department of Health. All right, so that's your big news as far as COVID. The big change, so there's not really a change in procedures. The change is how you provide us the documentation. It must be a healthcare provided PCR or rapid test. Okay, you can continue to report your cases to the pandemic response at the pandemic response email. All right, next week on Tuesday, September 13th is back to school night. Back to school night will begin at 6:30 p.m. We will go through both blocks 1 through 5 of both semesters. So we will do blocks 1, 2, 4, 5 in semester 1. Then we will do blocks 1, 2, 4, 5 in semester 2, and then we will do 3A and 3B classes at the end. That schedule will be in the email that I will send out to you. But note, back to school night begins at 6:30 at Sterling on Tuesday, and it will include both semesters' information. Dress code, student dress code reminders. Make sure you're referencing the student handbook for all dress code information. Beginning next week, we're going to start to enforce some things. The thing that stands out is school IDs. Make sure students are wearing IDs. Part of the dress code is that the backpacks go in the locker. Jackets shouldn't be worn, no hats. The one that's standing out for me is midriff. A lot of the young ladies are showing midriff. They have shirts that do not cover them all the way. That is not acceptable at school. Please, again, reference the handbook, but students will be sent to the vice principal's office, internal, for dress code violations. You, as a parent, will be asked to come up and provide a change of clothes. That's going to inconvenience you. So please take the time at home to make sure that your student is following the dress code. We will begin to enforce that next week. Drop off and pick up. I did send them a little video on drop off locations, door entry locations. Big thing for me is just a reminder, please stay out of the fire lane. Don't stop or stand in the fire lane, and don't drop off your student in the middle of the parking lot where they have to cross traffic. Please pull all the way down along the curb, pull all the way down whatever side you're going so that it is safe as possible for your students. Student orientation this week has been a huge hit. I'm very thankful mainly for our staff that are really designing and putting together, conducting the conversations, conducting the activities. I'll have a link with a video that highlighted some of the activities that we did yesterday with the class rotations. Very proud of the staff for doing that. And again, tomorrow is our student pep rally day. Super proud, again, of our staff coming up with different activities for our students. We'll be going outside, enjoying the day together. We'll have a barbecue where all students will be provided lunch tomorrow. All students will be provided lunch in form of barbecue tomorrow. And then again, it is an early dismissal. None of that's possible without the creative activities that are put together by our own teaching staff and support staff here at Sterling High School. Tomorrow night is Friday night. We have a student tailgate prior to the football game. That tailgate begins at 6 p.m. Again, we'll provide food for all students that show up for the tailgate. Students will get in to the tailgate for free. So if you come to school at 6 o'clock for the tailgate, all you have to do is show your student ID. You come in for free. You don't have to pay to go to the game, and you get free food. It's just another way for us to celebrate as a community being part of the high school experience. All right, and the last message is for our athletes. Athletes have begun. Tennis kicked off yesterday. Soccer's are kicking off. Volleyball today. So good luck to all of our fall athletes as they get underway. Please make sure you get out to check out them, or if you're at home, you can follow many of the games right on our own Channel 19. Guys, it's been an awesome week. Special thanks for all the students and the staff for making this Student Orientation Week a success. We wish you well, and again, an awesome school year. And with that, I wish you a go Knights.